there. I gotta bring this somewhere where it's not viewable for everyone, and or maybe just put that over there. Okay, great. All right, we should be live, guys. I still was setting it up, so Carolyn's going to say hello to you all. Hopefully,
Hi, guys. Happy Sunday if you're watching now.
happy Sunday.
And if you're watching another time, hello.
Yes, hello. Looks like something is like frozen here. Hold on. Move this back over here and try to close this audio effect thing. I guess it's going to stay open now. Oh, that's not good. I was trying to set up make sure the audio is coming in correctly, and it's oh, there we go. Now it's working. Wasn't like letting me close it, so close that. Okay, perfect. Now we should be able to do that, and I got the Pocket 3 over here for the other angle. Although it's not the best lighting in the world. I guess I should kind of move this light over a little bit. So, what's up, guys? I don't love the monitor being crooked because it makes me think I'm crooked, but I know I'm not because I set this camera up myself. So, hopefully the audio is coming in clear for you guys. We're going to do another kind of dual live stream. So, Godox was nice enough to send me out this bad boy right here, the T30 Pro. So I thought that was really awesome. I have received some Godox products in the past, but it wasn't directly from Godox. And I'll just give you a quick update about what's been going on. I had the surgery on my tooth like almost 2 weeks ago. So I've got a bunch of stitches up here. If this heals, which it's been a little rocky, I went on top of it, on top of the implant, which means once I get rid of this retainer, I won't have to wear, I'll have a normal tooth again. So, and I won't have this lisp. I don't think they're going to be giving me back the $10,000, but, it is what it is. So we've been testing out these flashes, the Godox flashes, and I did a photo shoot with Carolyn last weekend where we used the bigger flash, which I'm going to get into in this video, but we're going to kind of gradually work our way up, and I'm going to show you how I worked it from the bottom, and then I started grabbing bigger flashes, more expensive lighting equipment. And to start this off, guys, I am going to let you know that gear is definitely not everything. I'm a pretty snobby guy. I like to have the highest tech stuff. I like to have the newest stuff. And that is exactly why I'm in debt. So let me tell you, whatever you have is perfect. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm just letting you know what I do. And hopefully it'll help some of you guys because, when I was coming up, I was just kind of all over the place. And for the past 10 years, I've put every, free moment of time I could to pretty much learning photo and video production, lighting, live streaming, photography, graphic design. Then I got into building computers. I started watching Tech Deals, which unfortunately his channel has not been uploading, but I really miss that guy because, he really, really broke it down for you and really, really made it easy for you to understand some of this stuff, which it can be pretty difficult. But that being said, you can start off nowadays with a small flash like this, the T30 Pro. And I'm going to get into a few things that are cool about it. And then you also have a flash trigger, which I would use for the bigger flash. So we're going to get into that in a moment. So, yep, this is a Kennedy. And it's is just a regular 1990. Might have a little double die, but it had a little bit of toning, so I put it in this little thing. And I was thinking, I'll save it forever, or maybe sell it someday. People like the toned coins, which is pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be checking intermittently and see if any of you guys have any questions, either on YouTube or if I'm on Amazon answering someone's questions. They usually don't ask questions, so I really would be happy to answer questions. I'm just gonna let Carolyn know, don't mention, any other platforms, because we gotta just pretend we're, not pretend, but we gotta just do it for Amazon. And I'm gonna go over the products on Amazon, and we'll kind of do like a dual live stream so I can communicate with all of you, and then we can get that, the dual. Oh, am I live? It might not be live.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Where is it not live?
On YouTube. Let's see. Hope it's live. Supposed to be.
Oh, you have an ad. That's good.
No itchy. Oh, I see it's live. Yeah, it's public. Okay. Make sure it's coming in live. Yep. Okay. Seems to be working. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As long as we're live, and I want to get the live chat. Make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah. If you have any questions, write it down.
Write it down.
What did you do over the weekend?
Who are you talking to? We'll be talking to no other dudes, all right? So yeah, I took some photos of Carolyn, and they came out really nice, and I can show you a couple of those.
Yeah.
And
we had a photo shoot booked for his friend. They wanted like family photos, but of course, I decided to get dressed up just in case. And it was a good thing because we ended up taking photos for like almost an hour.
yeah, I always feel like I have to keep performing, and so that's what I do. But that is one of the photos, and I know it's not going to focus because it's going to focus on us. That's just the way it works. But I can kind of go through them there.
It was kind of raining, y'all, but it was all right. It was kind of cool because there was like no one there, basically.
Yeah, and then you can actually, I can put a couple of these photos here, and that way people can see the photos that I took with the flashes here. I know it's not really like a like a normal live stream, but we'll do our best here.
Yeah, the flashes really do make a difference. I thought, I kind of thought, like, why go through all the trouble of bringing this big old flash to a photo shoot? But now I understand why other professionals actually do some. Some of them actually bring like 3 big ones. And it's because that is what gives it that like magazine quality, like what you see published in magazines. Without it, it's easy to like the subject face could get shadowy or just doesn't look good. Doesn't look as good.
Yeah, it's weird because when I go to YouTube Studio, like it's not showing my live stream, but then I see it here, like so it's weird. I'll open it up on my phone and make sure. We got 5 people here. What up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. And hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I had a little bit of a rough week, but I'm getting through it and coming out like a fighter. Luckily, she's been feeding me, and I'm getting strong, so I just haven't felt very strong, So we're going to get into these products, and I'm going to try to start this stream up on the Amazon. So I'm not ignoring you, but I got to do this because I am doing really well on Amazon, thank God. And my bank account is negative right now. So I need to keep doing well and I need to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, it's really important to understand that gear is not everything. If I could go back, I would buy a quarter of this stuff and I would put all my time into learning, fundamentals, lighting, audio. Those are always the most important things and they're really so easy to forget, and it's so easy to not do it properly here. Oh man, you're kidding me. It's like not allowing me to. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Okay, it says we're streaming to Amazon now. Okay, hopefully that's working. Oh, no, I think it froze. No, did it? Hopefully it didn't freeze. Let me check that, and then I'm going to start it up. Make sure it's working. Okay. I think I just mentioned. Okay, let's see. We're ready to go. Okay. So we're going to start off here. So, yep, I think we are almost live. And yes, we should be live. What's up, guys? It's me, your boy, Greggy P. And we've got Carolyn here. The always beautiful Carolyn. And tonight we've got some exciting stuff. We're going to talk photo gear. But I thought I might show off my new Amazon Alexa, seeing as I just got this and it is the newer model. So I figure we'll start with that. And then as people kind of file in, we can cover some photography gear. But why not talk about this? Because I think this was pretty cool. So this is going to be the Echo Show. And this is the 8-inch version. And they made some big upgrades with the 8-inch version. I can kind of bring it right over here. But as you can see, I have my photos scrolling on this. And I also really enjoy the immersive sound. The sound of this is like a lot more immersive than it was before. And you've also got a really nice, bright touchscreen. Now, I know a lot of you guys maybe don't want a camera, poking around your house, but they do have this little thing right here that, you can actually open and close the camera. And then there is a mute button right there. And I don't want to show my shopping history. That's mine. But yeah, so the sound on this is a lot better than the previous iterations because you've got like a 360-degree sound, but it sounds really, really good. Why can't I want it to let me go home? So you've got like your pull down settings right here, and you've got your widgets and your smart home, which is really nice because we all have a lot of smart home devices now. And what this actually allows you to do is check your cameras. You can check your doorbell camera, and it does work with Nest. It works with a lot of products. And so basically you can take a peek out of your doorbell, which is really nice, and gives you that peace of mind. But what I really like to use this for is for controlling my smart home. We basically all have become accustomed to using it for that. And, we will also, like I can turn on my office, like Alexa, turn on my office. So it'll turn on my office, but it kind of intermingles with my studio lights. So I usually turn them off. I don't use them together. Alexa, turn off my office. So initially, when I started making videos, I didn't realize that you really need to buy video lighting. It's getting better now, but a lot of the lights that you use for videos, you can't really use regular lights because they operate at like 50 hertz, which is like normal in the UK. But for here, I believe we're at 60. So it actually, if you do slow motion video or you do high frame rate video, what ends up happening is you get the flickering, which really can make any video look horrible. So what I've done is I've got my video lighting, and I'll basically use that and I'll shut everything off. So having the Amazon Alexa is really, really nice for that type of stuff. And also playing music, it's gotten a lot better. There's a lot of good skills on Amazon Alexa now, and it really, I would say, you can really control almost every smart home device now. And I think their platform, because they keep updating it, it is really, really nice. It's showing my laxatives that I buy, and it's making me. I'm like, what? Don't show that. Why would you do that? Yeah, but that's all right. We're all human beings, right?
You can add a link to it.
Yeah, nothing. So, guys, I've been doing professional photography for the past 2 years, and I really started mingling with it once I met Carolyn, which is coming on 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I started to try to get better with photography to try to impress her. And, I wasn't bad because I was doing video already, but I never really wanted to do photo. I mean, I did, but people they often, as, people do, when you're starting out in a profession, they don't really take you seriously. So I had tried my hand at professional photography, and I just realized that the actual professionals, they knew way too much over me. And then what had ended up happening was I met her. So I started doing more photography, like at least once a week, twice a week. And the more you do something, the better you get at it. And it's awesome because I love taking photos. I love doing videos. It's just I'm limited with the amount of time that I have. So to have her to kind of be my muse, and I take photos of her, which I put up on the screen there. I also have done a book cover. I've also done video interviews. I did a photo family shoot the other day, so I'm kind of all over the place professionally.
You've done weddings.
Yeah, I've done weddings.
Yeah.
I've done photo weddings. I've done video weddings, but they're to do all that myself was a lot, especially working my full-time job. So I haven't really promoted weddings, but I'm more interested in doing commercial products, creative products, and stuff like this because I'm passionate about these products. So it's really easy. I'm passionate about photography. And I wanted to start out, before we talk about any photography gear, I just want to let you know that when I started out, I always wanted to buy the newest thing, the best thing. I watch my videos just like you guys are right now, and I would get excited to buy something. And everything I bought, I thought, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. I'll never have to buy anything ever again. And I continued down that path for years. And, it's always one more thing. So I just want to state to you that whatever you have is the best gear for the job. And if you master that gear, you're going to be unstoppable, because when it comes to photo or video, the most important thing is lighting. So if you master lighting and you really understand lighting, then you're going to do great at photography. You can do great at video too. One thing I've noticed about videography is, you don't really necessarily have to be super creative to do videography, especially if it's easier stuff, corporate shoots. But when you start doing photography, you end up learning composition, which is another thing that you're going to want to master. And then you get better at composition, and then all of a sudden your videos are getting better. So there are some things that do go hand in hand with photography and video, but obviously there are some things that don't go back and forth, like audio. And audio, if you're shooting video, audio is super important. And right now I'm using a mic that's not ideal because I'm doing a live stream for all of you. But audio, super, super important. But I want to let you know that Godox was nice enough to send me their brand new IT30 Pro. Now, super excited for this. And what I ended up doing was actually putting the Sony one there as well, because I'm shooting with Canon. I have my Canon R5C right here, and I have the IT30 Pro on it. And if you notice the letter that it'll say, it'll actually say it right here. So I'll show you. And I have another camera angle I'll probably switch to, but let me see if I can. It's kind of hard to do that. Have to manually focus it. Okay. So you see that? Yeah, I usually turn peaking on, but the letter's right there, and basically that's how you can tell what camera system you're using. And this is a real game changer, okay? And I'll get into that, why it's such a game changer, but they were nice enough to send this out to me, and I had no idea like how much I was actually going to be using it. So I'm super excited to actually have this, and I'm going to get into some of the use cases for it, and I'm going to let you know why I love it so much, and I was not expecting it. You know, I thought it would be something cool to kind of test, but, you know, I did the unboxing for it, and it comes with this little bag right here, and basically it comes with this little cable. And on the outside of the box, it had this little cover right here, which is a diffuser. So if you're using flashes and you're not diffusing the flash by bouncing it off the ceiling or the wall, you're doing yourself a disservice, because when you're using a flash, you're going to get that kind of paparazzi look. And for some photos, I like it. But for most photos, you need to be diffusing your flash. So to have this for the bare minimum is definitely awesome. And I did start out with a regular on-camera flash, which they still sell now. And I just want to show you this one so I can actually show you the difference of what I actually started with when I was on Panasonic, which is pretty crazy. There was a while ago, 6 or 7 years ago. Let me see. Did I put that one here? I was supposed to, but maybe I didn't. But that's
Did
okay.
you use a flash? Remember that photo shoot we did on the staircase in Roger Williams? Did you use a flash?
Yes. I believe so. Yeah.
And that one was the old camera.
Yeah. So I used to shoot with a Panasonic GH5, and just like this camera right here, it's a smaller sensor. So in order to get the look that I wanted, you know, I wanted to use flash, and basically what you got is these right here. Watch how big this is. And, you know, I mean, it's not a Goliath or anything like that, but this is the V1C from Godox, and the C stands for Canon, and I was actually bringing up my other one, my first one, but this was the one that I bought when I had first got Canon because I wanted to have a flash, and I wanted to get the round head ones. Now, I do like the round head ones, and it has some benefits and it has some disadvantages when it comes to the actual square one. But one thing for sure that I loved was that Godox sells a big diffuser for this flash. And they also, you know, you can adapt it to the square one, but you're really losing a lot of real estate. So this is the V1C, and this is not the one with the color screen, but they do have that now. But you know, for me, it works perfectly fine. You've got a battery indicator. It's on TTL right now. And it also has a modeling lamp, which is really nice. And whenever you're using these Godox flashes, what you can actually do is hit that little green button, and it'll give you a test flash at whatever power you're at. So that's always handy to know. And then they have this modeling light right here, and you can turn it up to 10, I believe. But it's not going to give you the entire flash. But what this is for, the modeling light, most people don't know this. You don't really use this for the actual photos. You really use this to light up your subject if you're in a really dark area. And then that way your camera system, if you're using auto mode, which I don't, but if you're using auto mode, it can, get the light reading and then send the light to the flash. And that's what TTL does. It's called through the lens. So that's how the flash communicates with the camera through the hot shoe. And so that is what the lettering means. Every manufacturer has a different setup of their hot shoe. So when you see V1C, this is Canon. So they will have a Sony one, they'll have a Nikon one, they'll have a Panasonic one. So you may want to make sure you're fully invested in your camera system before you start buying equipment like this, because it doesn't easily switch over and they really don't have many adapters. But one cool thing I found out was if I wanted to use my older flashes, like the one I was discussing before, Godox has a little trigger right here. I guess let me show you the soft box for this really quick. So actually, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. It's actually past my bedtime, so I hope you guys appreciate this. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, unfortunately. But this right here is a dome diffuser for your round lights, your round speed lights from Godox. And the reason I really love this is because it gives you a lot bigger than even this, which is pretty big for a flash. It gives you a lot more area. And when it comes to lighting, the bigger the actual light is, usually the more soft it is. And I believe along those lines. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Let's see.
Comments?
Nope. Okay, we're good. Anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But the bigger your softbox is, the more soft the light is going to be. That's why when you see a big movie set, they usually have these big, giant, diffusers for their light, and sometimes they even have one that's big enough for the sun. So it's like, the bigger the diffuser is, the more soft the light is going to appear. And that's what a lot of people like for videos, for photography. Also, there's also a lot of things you can do with hard light, but I'm not efficient enough to use it well at this point. And you can use hard light with the flash, but for me, I call it the paparazzi look. I really don't like it for everything.
It's not flattering.
Not always flattering, but for some things it's good, but not for professional event photography like weddings or parties. I don't like the way it comes out. So basically, this comes with a little adapter, and it just clicks over the top of your flash. And one thing you want to keep in mind with this is it's heavy. So the problem that you'll run into with this is floppy. You see? You'll start flopping. And I don't know about you, but when I'm out there, I don't want to be flopping. I want to be popping. Popping the flash, not flopping the flash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what I usually ended up doing when I use this, if I was using it on camera, I would kind of set it up, try to get it to a point where it's comfortable, and put it like that. But if you put it all the way flat, this is how it usually ends up. But this is supposed to be a 360-degree diffuser. And I'll show you a little trick that I figured out just by playing around with this. You can cut it down to 180 by doing this right here. And that is awesome. And you do have the ability to turn this with the V1C. You can turn it any way you want. And then you can kind of pull it back up like this. And I can show you the modeling lamp just to give you an example here. And you can kind of see what it might look like. So this is as high as the modeling lamp goes. So turn it towards the camera. So that's at 10, and that is a little bit lower. So that's going to be mixing because I'm not using this color. This is more like a tungsten, and I use like daylight 5600 Kelvin, and so it's going to be off balance, not going to look right, but that diffuses the light for your flash. And what you can do with this is you can put this on your camera on your hot shoe, and as long as it's the right match, you're going to be able to use TTL with your camera, and it's going to be able to look at your exposure, and it's going to tell you, it can estimate, how much light you're going to need, and light is measured by stops, and you can adjust these flashes like by quarter of a stop usually, and or eighth of a stop, and the TTL will do it automatically. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can put it in manual, but I suggest starting with TTL, seeing how it works. And that is the B1C, so that's what I started with. And then I actually got lucky enough to get this right here, which is the trigger. So I'm gonna get back to this flash right here, but it actually is going to make sense to you in a second, because I'm going to tell you why I love the IT30 so much. So this was something that I got last year, and I took some awesome photos with Carolyn using this, and they're okay. So this is a flash trigger from Godox. This is for Canon, obviously, and it is a touchscreen and its color, and you can set it up with multiple channels, and you can control a lot of flashes with this. It really kind of gets ridiculous here. Look at that. Okay, so you can control a lot of flashes with this. The touchscreen is awesome. It has a little dial to control it. It has the button right here, which is really awesome. So once you get your flash set up, you can hit this button, and what it's going to do is it's going to fire all your flashes however you have it set up, and that is really awesome. And then it has a hot shoe for Canon, and then it has a little button to release it. Now this is awesome. This was like a huge game changer for me, because now I can actually it's still a little too wide, but that's okay. Or maybe it just turned a little bit. That's more better like that, no? More better for you.
I can't see, but
it's more better. It's more better, believe me. So the X3C flash trigger, really awesome. You can really step up your game. And what I ended up doing was actually getting this, and it comes with a little hot shoe adapter, putting this on the side as like a hair light or as the main flash. And what you can do is you can use like a longer lens, like 100 millimeters, and then you can get the flash close to your subject, and you can back it off. And what that does is it gives you a lot more depth of field, which is bokeh, background blur, which a lot of people prefer in their photos. It's not always what you need, but it's what a lot of people like. It's what a lot of clients want when they buy a professional photographer or videographer. So that's a good way to get bokeh, even if you have a crop sensor or what have you. You can use like a 100 millimeter lens. Canon has a 100 millimeter macro. You can get a flash trigger, and then you can back off your subject and set the flash up closer, diffuse it or bounce it, and you're going to get really great depth of field. So I ended up doing that, and I really do like the way the photos came out. Let me see. I don't know if I'll be able to find it because it's been a long time, but let me see. Boom. Kiwi Carolyn. Look at that one.
was it that one?
I think it was.
Or is the one with the pink dress on the bench? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it right now, but that's all right. That's okay. No biggie. So yeah, the photos came out great, and I hope that little tip might help you. So the flash trigger is great, and I'm still going to use it. But what I ended up doing was actually getting myself a bigger flash so I can kind of compete with the sun. So that was my next step, before I actually received this. And then I ended up getting this, which is really, really awesome. So Godox makes these flashes for a couple different companies, but this is going to be the big boy. And it's not the biggest one they have, but this is the Flashpoint. It says 200 Pro 2. So basically, if you get the Godox one, it's the Godox Ad 200 Pro 2. And this one also has the color screen, just like the flash trigger there. It connects automatically to that flash trigger, so you can just press wireless sync. And it comes with another flash head with a bigger bulb right here and a bigger modeling light. And this bulb is really what I like to use when I'm doing my outdoor photography, but I do have to take it off when I'm not using it because I don't want it to break. So Godox makes this flash right here, but if you do end up seeing one or the other cheaper, this is the Flashpoint model right here, and it is the same exact thing as the Godox Ad 200 Pro 2. It even says it on it, Evolve 200 Pro 2. So this is, it's like a rebranded Godox one, and basically they're the same price right now, so it'd be really up to your personal preference. But this is like awesome because it's 200 watts of power. You've got changeable flash heads, and this is where you step up to really professional outdoor photography, where you can almost compete with the sun. You can use the sun to backlight your subjects, and then you can blast this flash with the diffuser, and you're going to get pictures like this right here. And obviously, you really want to learn, you want to learn as much as you can here, but you can get photos like that, and what you end up getting is a nice blurred background.
But lit subject.
Yes. So you can do this with any flash, but if you really are on a bright day, you might need something more powerful like this. And I'll show you, a nice cheap way you can diffuse this is you can get something like this. So Godox also sells this little soft box right here. Where did I put that? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So this is really cool because it comes with an adapter for the AD 200 Pro, and it connects to any light stand. So basically, you're going to be able to take your AD 200 Pro, fire it off. Oh, there we go. Okay. Load it up, and you just screw it in like so, and you can move it around however you see fit. And they also allow you to put different size flashes in here, so you're not just limited by this, but this is built really, really well. And I've listed it in the carousel as well if you just need this, but this is built really well. It's all metal here. This part is plastic. This part is plastic, but most of it is metal, and it is really heavy duty. So I think this is awesome to take a flash like this, or you could even put one of your regular head flashes in there. And then you've got this really easy to travel with soft box right here. And this all comes with this kit that I have listed here. And it even has a second diffuser in there right in the middle. So right over there, there's another diffuser. So you've got 1, 2, 3 materials for diffusing. And it is not the biggest, it's not the strongest in the world, but this clamps right onto this flash adapter like this, and it's really, really easy to set up and take apart. And look at that. So now you've got your flash, it's diffused, and you're ready to go. Now, the really cool thing about this setup is it transfers to other Bowens mount lights really easily also, which has been really helpful for me. And as you can see, it has the connection for the Bowens mount right there. So these parts are all interchangeable. You can use them with different flash heads, and it really is great quality, and I think it's not overly expensive. I really enjoy using this. And obviously, you can get a bigger, more expensive one, but this is going to get you really what you need for maybe 2 or 3 people, something like that. Any more than that, and you might need a bigger soft box. But so I started doing all of that, and then I started using the big flash as my key light and the other flash as my secondary light. So once you get a trigger, you really open yourself up to, different, different types of photography that you can do. But this trigger right here, obviously you can see it's very small, it's very compact, it's USB-C, it's color, it's touchscreen, it's really awesome. But you'll notice something. It doesn't have a flash on it, right? This one has a flash, right? And I know you're probably saying, right? But this is a trigger and this is a flash. And you'd be right. You'd be right. But what Godox was really, really awesome, what they did here, they took what everyone loves about the X3C and they made this a receiver and a transmitter for other flashes. And with the touchscreen that this thing comes with, it's really awesome. You got to power it on, turn it on right there. So you can actually swipe down right here and you can turn it into a hot shoe flash, or you can hit it again and you can do it as a transmitter or as a receiver. So you can use this as an individual flash. And if I wanted to take photos with this, it's just going to operate just like a regular flash. And I'll show you really quick here. Probably won't be able to see the photo, but let's see here. So we're operating.
Is that too close?
No. Fire?
Yes. Do it again. Yeah, if I.
Yeah, it's too much light. So I gotta adjust here. I gotta put down my ISO and bring my shutter speed up. And what I'm looking for is her face to be a little dark and for the background to look good. And let's see where we're actually at for the settings. That would be good on the flash. So yeah, it's basically just on TTL. So you can really let the camera do some of the work. I do the exposure. The camera sends the TTL to the flash. And let's see. Oh, man, it's hard to do that. I need a focus puller. Okay. So that is, okay. So that was from the other day. And that was from tonight. Just now. See? So it's really awesome. And what you can do to what I do is I put my shutter speed to about, 160 to 200. And we can give you the bird's eye view here. Don't.
I think I'm trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, you get in the way. No, I'm trying to take a photo of you.
Oh! Okay.
Okay, so you see I am at 2/100ths of a second. I'm at 2.8 aperture, and I'm really low on the ISO. And what I like to do, and you can actually change this flash right here. You can put it on this little thing. Oh man, I wish. It's just hard because I can't tell it not to focus on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it focuses on the faces first.
Yeah.
Which is good normally, but not when you don't want it to. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the focus here. Okay, so yeah, it has this little button right here. I just want to show you that. And you can do wide or you can do narrow. So that kind of opens it up, which is really, really awesome. And I'll show you some other features about this really quick. And let me see, kind of go in here and make it so it stops trying to focus on everything else. How about that? So, yep. Okay, so you've got this wonderful touchscreen right here, so you can set your TTL settings, and I'll show you how to get to the good stuff right there. So that, oh boy, stay focused on me. So that little setting right there is going to change the receiver mode. So that is going to be hot shoe mode. That is going to be transmitter mode. So this is going to send whatever it's receiving to the other flashes and tell them to fire. And the next mode is going to be, so that's receiver. So that's if you're using a trigger, you can then use that way. So basically, you've got the ultimate control of your flashes. And you don't always need to have this on there, especially if, like I said, you're shooting, if you're doing a shoot where you're really far away from your subject, like I said, you got a 100mm lens, maybe this isn't going to do very much, but you could always turn it off and just use it as an actual transmitter. And then to actually have the extra light from this, as well as your secondary flashes, you're really going to take so much better photos. And I did that for a couple of these photos, but for some of them, I was pretty far away. But a lot of these photos, what I ended up doing was using both of those flashes. I was using this one as well as the AD200 Pro. And I was able to get a lot of photos like this. And a lot of photos like that. As you can see, the light is reflecting off her nose. That's actually from this one. So I hadn't actually figured out how to change the settings on this and my main flash at the same time yet. And this morning I figured that out. So I didn't really have as much time to, go out. I went right out and shot with it. And I did a lot of clients stuff that day as well. We took a lot of good photos. We got some good photos of me. I usually give Carolyn the camera, and I let her
practice a little bit.
Yeah.
I can get really good one day.
Yeah, but as I stated earlier in the video, there's composition, there's lighting, and composition basically goes into the basics. Once you've mastered the basics, then you can move on. But I see a lot of photographers, they don't know their cameras well. They don't know their settings. They're shooting on aperture priority. And I really don't suggest that because you're really not going to feel as confident. If you start out with manual and you figure everything out, you're just going to be a way better photographer. And then you get the composition down. And then you get lighting down, and then you rinse and repeat, and you add some new things, and you take away a few things. And it's really the art of repetition here. And it's like with anything, the more you do it, the better you're going to get, And I can't tell you how to make a successful business as a photographer, but, I am working on the business part right there. And I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. but I am still working my full-time job, so I wouldn't take the business advice from me. But definitely the reason that so I wasn't expecting this to be a transmitter as well as a mini flash. I thought this was just a mini flash. I thought, it'll be cute to use every once in a while. Godox makes really awesome stuff, but they really thought of everything with this. And with the size of it, it's just, man, it's mind blowing that you can have the transmitter, be this small and then add a flash and it's still only this big. And oh wow, I didn't even notice that this thing actually moves when you change it.
Cool.
Yeah, so you've got your wide and your regular, and you switch it just by doing that. So they've really thought of everything. And so now what I'm doing is for a lot of my shoots where I'm close enough to my clients, I'm going to be using this as the trigger to trigger my bigger flashes. And then, sometimes when you're using a big flash and you have to move it, sometimes you take a shot and you forget that the flash is pointing the other way. So this might be able to save you for stuff like that. And I think that's really awesome. And if you're curious about the camera I'm using, this is the Canon R5C, and I have a battery grip on there. And basically it allows me to shoot as long as I want, mostly video. I used to put a cage on this, but what I ended up finding out was just that having the grip here really extends my ability to take photos. And then I added a little eye cup there, and maybe someday we can talk about that. But yeah, that is just about it, guys. I think I don't have too much time tonight because I've got to go back to work tomorrow, but I was really excited to show you guys those things. And I'm not seeing any questions, so I hope I didn't miss anything, but if I did, you guys can yell at me later. And I appreciate y'all stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Yeah, I think I do. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I would stay, but I got to go because I got to go to work. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And embrace goodness, and you'll attract greatness. Believe me. I hope it works for me. No, no, it's a hard thing. You got to keep pushing and keep pushing. You can't give up. So let me see if I can actually end that stream there. Boom. Okay. Now let's see what happens because it's been kind of freezing up on me here. So let me see. It's been freezing up on me, so I don't know. What?
I like your little shirt.
You do?
Yeah.
Really? You like my tooth too?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it when you actually can't do that no more.
Lord willing. Lord willing. I swear my life is trying to force me to keep my tooth like that.
Maybe that's the secret to your success.
What success? Yeah, have some success first. Yeah, I don't know, this thing, the streamer is kind of acting up, so let me see if I can just end it on the app so I'm not sticking around too long.
Wait, are we still?
Yeah, we're still alive, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe. And yeah, let us know what you would like us to review next.
We actually had a few people in here on the other one, but I don't know what's going on. The streaming thing is all frozen. So I'm going to have to just end it like that, I guess.